Hi everybody, welcome to the Phonics Time Together video. Today we're looking at Phase 3, Session 8, so we're working our way through Phase 3 really nicely, and we're going to be looking at what the C and the H does in this video. As per usual, we're going to work our way through the content together, and then you can call your child over and work on their skills. Hopefully by now you're getting quite a bit of confidence yourself, and I just can't help but say a huge well done to you for giving this a good go. So that you can help your child become a fluent reader. Now, interesting that today's video is the first go at something called a digraph. It's a consonant one because we've got the C and the H, but we're at a point now where there aren't enough letters in the alphabet to make all the sounds that come out of our mouth. Okay, so if you think about the slide on here, in English there are 44 sounds, or you might sometimes say we call them phonemes, that could come out of our mouth. You know, A, E, or I, for example. Lots and lots of sounds that come out of our mouth. We've only got the 26 letters in the alphabet. However, that tells us that we haven't got enough letters to make the sound. So what we start to do is put letters together to represent one of those phonemes, and today we've put the C and the H together because that then will help us make the ch phoneme. So what happens in our English language, there are 150 combinations to make those 44 sounds. Interesting when you compare that to Spanish. Spanish, you've got the 24 sounds to be made, so that's far less than ours. Same number of letters, so they've actually got more letters than the sounds that need making. And in terms of the graphemes, how those sounds can be made, there's only 29. So if you think about learning Spanish, a child can learn all the letters and what they say quite quickly compared to the challenge that our children have got. Okay, so today we do need to get onto those consonant digraphs. A digraph is two letters coming together to make one sound. Our first sort of four digraphs that we're going to have work at are consonant digraphs. So we've got the C and the H today making the ch phoneme. The C and the H on the screen is the grapheme. Okay, so we shall work our way through these together. First job, let's revisit our sounds. So again, it's good practice for you to do this. I'll then go over the four when you've finished, and then you'll have a go at trying to do them on your own. Okay, so we'll always ask the children later, are they sat ready, just to make sure they're paying attention and concentrating. Over to you guys. S, j, t, p. V, g, d, n. Z, a, e, z. Y, qu, r, k. H, f, l, s. W, x, I, b. Excellent, fantastic. I thought something a little bit funnier. We had light speed last time. We'll talk about the ostrich. Not quite Usain Bolt speed. The ostrich is actually faster. So the Usain Bolt runs, I think the fastest he was clocked at 27 miles an hour. One of those nice big ostrich can run at 45 miles per hour when they get going, which is pretty good. So the children will be going at ostrich speed today, which will be quite funny. So they'll be doing it in speed, so it's good for you to have a go now. So we'll keep going. I won't be saying them, I'll just work my way through all of them, and you can have a go at practice saying them. Fantastic, that's really good. I hope you're building some confidence there. If you can't do them as fast as that, just concentrate on the first part of the video where they come through a little bit steadier and I say them until you do build up that confidence. But your child should be getting quicker. Please praise them, say well done for speedy sounds or ostrich speed today or whatever it is. Make sure they get lots and lots of praise. Okay, here we go. So we've got our tricky word today is my. We've got that so that's fine. That's not tricky. We've got the y causing a little bit of a challenge. So they know that as y. So this is m. So that doesn't make sense. So it's the y makes the I sound. I, my. So we'll have a talk about that. today we're looking at ch, and what I've done is a bit of a body theme, really, just making sure that they know the different parts of the body to start with, and this idea that one word can have different meanings. So I'm going to just drip that in with a third picture. So we've got ch in chin, ch in cheek, and ch in chest. And you'll probably have to have a discussion about the chest that's on their body, but also we can have a chest that might contain some treasure. So you can have it's a good way to just begin that some words can have different meanings, and can they think of any others to have a go at. So that's the sort of idea behind that. We've got our grapheme on the screen that you can see, making the ch phoneme, and it's made up of the letters C and H. And again, you could ask your child to go through what letters are making our ch grapheme. Okay, moving on, can you see how, because it's a digraph, we don't have the two separate sound buttons anymore. We have a line that says this bit here makes one phoneme, one sound. Okay, so we've got or ch, much. So they'll have a good practice at blending that. If they're struggling, it could be or mo, or ch, mo, ch, much. So you can break it down like that. They should be fine with it today. It's just that the phoneme is coming at the end of the word. Some of the words to practice are on the screen. We've got ch, op, chop, ch, I, chin, or ch, much, ch, k, check. Number 5 is going to be the one that keeps them busy. Ch, I, k, chicken. Number 6 is the tricky word my. Number 7, ch, I, chill. Number 8, s, or ch, such. And again, keep blending those, having a go with them. If they're struggling, you could model it. You might need to speed up so they can hear it. So let's say number 8 they're struggling with. So you'll go s, or ch. You might have to go a little bit quicker. S, or ch, s, or ch, s, or ch. So we're just trying to get those sounds a little bit closer together. So yeah, I would pause the video and have a go at those yourself. Later on, when it's the children, always pause the video and spend lots of time practicing those. We can then read those words fluently, so we don't need to sound them out. We can just have a go. How many of these can we just read? So we don't need to say chop. We can just say chop. It might be the chicken that needs a little bit of blending. We shall see, but look out for that. Get them reading fluently. And give them a big well done for their super reading, how much effort they're putting in. We don't want to praise that they're great at it. It's about what's the effort they're putting into becoming a reader. Right, the sentences today, we've got her chin was such a mess. Max and the chicken had a run. Check the jacket pocket and velvet hat. So I've put that third one is quite tricky because it's got more than one syllable in those words. We've got jacket, pocket, velvet, and so if they still can't read those words fluently, you're going to have to break it down. So jack, jack, et, jacket, because it will be more than one syllable. Where you might go next, you could do the challenge. How many words can they list? And they can have a go at writing them, or so the pressure isn't on the writing, they can say the words and you can write them down. You might say, oh, how do I do this sound? You said that sound. How do I write that as a grapheme? And so we could lots of words in a list and have a go at checking them and reading the list. And then keep practicing those letter names. So go over the words that you've seen today and say, what's this letter called? What's its letter name? And then you could take it from there, or you could load up one of the pages that has all the words on it, and then it could be that they say the letter names. It's got a A in it, and then you have to pick, is it this one? And they say yes or no. It's got a T in it, and then you try and guess the words and swap and rolls. We've also got the Facebook Phonics Time Together page, which is doing really well. So I think we've got, at the point of recording this video, we've got about 1,300 members on there. Great place for sharing content and posing any questions. I responded to quite a few questions, so please use that for support as well. Huge thank you again for committing to helping your child become a fluent reader. And at the point of recording this, we're all on sort of lockdown, so actually to to make the effort, given in challenging times, deserves a lot of credit. So you are fabulous. So thank you, and it's your children that are really going to benefit from this, and I hope you do too as well. Welcome everybody to Phonics Time Together. Let's have another session together, and we always start by practicing our GPCs. So are we ready? 4 will come up on the screen. I will then say them after you've said them, just to check how accurate you were. Okay, here goes. S, j, t, p. V, g, d, n. Z, a, e, z. Y, qu, k. H, f, s. W, x, I, b. Really good. So in our last video we had light speed. We've got something a little bit funny here. We've got the big tall bird called an ostrich. Now I picked the ostrich because the ostrich can actually run faster than Usain Bolt. So the fastest human being ever recorded was Usain Bolt, and he ran up to 27 miles per hour. This bird with the big long legs can run up to 45 miles per hour. So that's pretty quick. So today, something a little bit funny, we're doing ostrich speed. Okay, here come our sounds. Get ready to say them. Well done. If you see anybody later, you can tell them I've done my sounds at ostrich speed today. And an ostrich can run at over 40 miles an hour, which is pretty impressive. Excellent stuff. So let's move on to today's learning. We've got our tricky word today. We've got the word on the screen that's got a to start with, and it's got a y. But actually today that's the bit that makes it tricky. It's a I, my. So the tricky bit is the y. And that makes the I sound. I, my. So this tricky word is my. Can you have a go at reading it? I, my. So we can just read that word as my. So today's tricky word is my. You might want to pause the video and practice reading this tricky word. If you've got any of the other ones we've done so far written down, you might want to have a practice of those as well. Okay, today we've got ch in chin, in cheek, and ch in chest. Now the chin is on your face, the cheek is on your face, the chest is also a body part, and I shall let your adult talk about where your chest is. But also a chest can be where a pirate used to store their treasure, which is the picture I've picked. So it's a chest that contains all the treasure, or we can have a chest that's a part of our body as well. And today's grapheme you can see on the screen is made up of the C and the H. Okay, so we've got 2 letters, but they're coming together to make one sound, the ch sound. Can you say that? Ch. Can you point to your chin and say ch, chin? Can you point to your cheek and say ch, cheek? Can you point to your chest and say ch, chest? So today's grapheme on the screen there makes the phoneme ch. Can you say ch lots and lots of times? I think you'll start to sound like a train if you say it lots of times. Okay, so we will see that within our words. And our first one has it in at the end. And you can see we've put a line under it. It's because it's those 2 letters. We don't say k, h. Those 2 letters have come together to make one sound, ch. Okay, let's have a go at reading this word. Or ch. Much. Or ch, much. Okay, I'll leave you to pause the video and have a practice of that. Let's read some more words with the ch in them. I will read each one first and then leave you some time to have a go, and then it's a good idea to pause the video and practice in reading these words. Number 1, ch, op, chop. Your turn. Number 2, ch, I, n, chin. Your turn. Number 3, or ch, much. Your turn. Number 4, ch, your turn. Number 5, ch, I, k, e, n, chicken. Number 6 is our tricky word, my. Number 7, ch, I, l, chill. And number 8, our final one, s, o, ch, such. Excellent. So now you've heard me have a go at them. You want to pause the video and spend some time practicing reading those words. I think number 5 is the trickiest one. Okay, we want to get to a point where we're reading these words fluently, so we don't need to say chop. We just see it and we go chop. There's chop. There's number 6, my. I can see much. So we want to be reading these words and trying to read them nice and fluently. So it's a good time to pause the video and have a practice at that. Excellent reading, everybody. Super stuff. I can't believe how well you're doing with this. So we've looked at ch and we've blended that within lots and lots of words. What we're going to do now is apply our learning and use lots of the graphemes that we should know by now to read some sentences. And we've got our first one. We've got her chin was such a mess. The second one is Max and the chicken had a run. And our really difficult one is check the jacket pocket and velvet hat. But I bet you can read that. So a good idea now is to pause the video and have a good go at those sentences, practicing your reading skills. Another fabulous session there, looking at ch, and really pleased with how your reading's coming along, and I hope you're feeling more and more confident that actually if I put the work in and work hard at practicing this and trying to get this into my head and lots of turns at reading the words, I can be an awesome reader. So you're already an awesome reader. We're moving on to even more awesome at reading. So if you want to subscribe, please do. You'll then see the other videos. And you can keep going on this journey of becoming an awesome reader. Right, thank you everybody. See you soon. Bye.